Decolonization is actually like a really complex term, and a lot of people have different definitions for it. The one that I personally cling towards is that it means literally removing from the land and giving it back to the indigenous people. So for us, it would be the Naugatuck people who originally inhabited Northampton.
In the case of this project, decolonization can just mean like approaching things in a way that makes it more accessible for more people. So like making the Botanic Garden a more open place for all different types of visitors.
I consider decolonization to mean the return of land and autonomy to Indigenous people.
Because it's come to be so important recently, it's an exciting term, in part because it is still in the process of being defined for its use in the current moment.
My name is Jamila. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a rising junior, class of 2022. I'm majoring in anthropology and have a minor in landscape studies, and I'm currently located in Natick, Massachusetts.
My name is Maria Mutka. I am a rising senior at Smith, and my majors are anthropology and Russian studies. And right now I'm home with my family in North Carolina.
My name is Zoe. I am a junior in the class of 2022. I'm an anthropology major and an economics minor, and I am currently in Singapore, which is quite a ways away from good old Smith College.
My name is Colin Hoyak, and I am an assistant professor of environmental anthropology at Smith College. My research interests are organized around understanding the ways that structures of power, so capitalism, colonialism, patriarchy, imperialism writ large, ramify in the natural world. So currently my research is focused on a large water transfer scheme called the Lesotho Highlands Water Project in Southern Africa. A set of large dams has been built in the highlands of Lesotho to transfer water to South Africa, and specifically in the Johannesburg region, where there are serious water shortages. So the research is really interested in the kind of crisis of knowledge that is instigated by this water export project.
Anthropology 200-300 is about exposing students in the major to real-world ethnographic research experience and having them kind of like direct and guide research themselves and learn how to do various forms of qualitative research like interviewing, participant observation, and then also create some sort of product for, in this case, the Smith Botanical Garden, and kind of summarize that research and present it.
When I found out that the topic was going to be decolonizing the Botanic Garden, I knew that I had to be involved.
I took this class because I originally took Anthropology 200 last spring in 2019, and so that fulfilled my requirement for me, but I decided to do 300, which is 14 leaders who are specifically meant to be kind of like teachers' assistants, essentially, of like leading specific groups of students and guiding them on the research, more like on the ground, while the professor like is definitely still involved. I'm more of like kind of like a student liaison.
So this class was really interesting, and as far as like the classroom experience went, we were actually based in the Lyman Plant House, which I was really excited to learn before the semester started. The class was quite hands-on. We spoke with a lot of members of the Smith College Botanic Garden staff. We were really encouraged to do our own research because this was a research methods class for us, so a lot of what we were doing was learning how to be a researcher.
I learned a lot from this course. First and foremost, I had never really considered the many different complex perspectives on decolonization. So that was, I think, really important to learn about. I was also really interested in learning about the colonial impact of botanic gardens. I feel like these days botanic gardens are often seen as these relaxing spaces where you can go and see beautiful plants, feel like you can be transported into like an exotic landscape. So it was really, really fascinating to learn what a big influence Botanic Gardens had on the growth of colonial empires.
So as far as like a story of what was particularly surprising to me was the story of the rubber tree, which actually originated in Brazil. When the English went to explore the New World, they found this rubber tree, which had these amazing qualities like we know now, where the local people would actually go into the forest and tap these trees for the rubber. When the English kind of discovered this for themselves, they actually went and stole the seeds, smuggled them back to England to Kew Gardens, which is the Botanic Gardens in London. And from there, the seeds were brought to new colonies in Asia and Southeast Asia, specifically my home in Singapore, where they figured out how to best harness the plant for their own mass production and money making. It became the cash crop that we know today. But essentially we can like track how the Botanic Gardens was literally the central figure of this colonial progression, which ended up exploiting and decimating Brazil's rubber crop and then completely changing the landscape over here in Singapore.
So I think Botanic Gardens have a lot to benefit by telling these stories of colonization and thereby allowing more people to feel like they can take part in what the Botanic Garden is doing.
I think the importance of addressing colonial histories and gardens is, just to make them more positive and sustainable spaces that are inclusive and welcoming to everyone. And in order to create those spaces, we need to really look at the past and acknowledge those past wrongs, because without doing that, we can't move forward to a better future.